The 2025 Formula One grid could look very different. I do think we are up for some big changes. With Carlos Sainz making a mistake, Lance Stroll stays because of his dad, and what will Max Verstappen do? Here are my predictions for the 2025 Formula One grid and why I think this could be the outcome. Let's dive in. As you can see, I predict some big changes for certain drivers and teams, but is it really a big surprise? I don't think it is because of the history of some drivers and their recent performances. Of course, this is all speculation, but I think with the recent rumors and information we saw online, I'm in the right direction. Let's start with the obvious ones so we can go in depth later. Ferrari is already confirmed with Leclerc and Hamilton for 2025 and even for 2026. Leclerc has a several more seasons deal and Hamilton a deal for 2025 and 2026. They will have one of the strongest driver pairings, but I do wonder if Leclerc can beat Hamilton. With Hamilton's recent performances, yes, but with a better car like the Ferrari is, I'm really curious how that unfolds. McLaren is also confirmed, with Norris and Piastri both there till at least 2026. There's also a strong driver pairing, but I have to say that I expected more from Oscar Piastri with his strong season last year. He does disappoint me a bit, but he's also been a bit unlucky. If he can control his tire management, he will challenge Norris more, and that's what I would love to see. Red Bull Racing will keep Verstappen and Perez. It's a team that's doing so well, why would you change that? Verstappen will not leave because of this. He has his teammate under control, the team is built around him, and the car is phenomenal. Do I think there's still something brewing at Red Bull Racing that nobody knows of? 100%. But I also think Helmut Marko will do everything he can to keep Red Bull Racing as it is and give Verstappen what he wants, a winning car. Perez is performing at his best in the 2024 season, and if he keeps it like this, he will stay. There's no reason to get rid of him if he constantly finishes in the top 3 and is relatively close to Verstappen. If he gets replaced, it will be Carlos Sainz, the favorite of Horner at this moment, or Nico Hülkenberg, who is Verstappen's favorite. I don't think Tsunoda gets a chance at Red Bull Racing. Aston Martin also retains their drivers, no matter how dumb I think it is. Yes, it will be Alonso and Stroll that drive for Aston Martin in 2025. Alonso's the driver that brings in the points and media attention for the team. It's a no-brainer to extend his contract. Stroll is the son of the owner, and that's the reason he is in that seat. Don't get me wrong, occasionally Lance Stroll does show he has a pace, but 9 out of 10 times he doesn't. That's the biggest problem he has, no consistency. I would rather see their reserve driver Felipe Drugovich, Carlos Sainz, or Yuki Tsunoda in that seat next to Alonso. Mercedes has George Russell under contract until the end of 2025, and I think they'll go with Kimi Antonelli next to him, which is a big risk. Antonelli is a big talent, and some people say the new Max Verstappen. We all know Toto Wolff regrets not signing Verstappen and giving him a Mercedes racing seat. He doesn't want to experience it again. Antonelli has an impressive karting history and skips Formula 3 for Formula 2. He performs decently, but if he were the next Max Verstappen, he would already have a win in Formula 2. It makes sense to put him next to Russell because the Mercedes car isn't good, but the pressure to perform is still enormous. I think he's better off at Williams to bring him slowly. Mercedes has to go for Sainz, but I think Sainz will not sign for Mercedes because he doesn't get a long-term deal and knows he will not be the #1 driver, something he desires. And Mick Schumacher? He will not drive for Mercedes, nor will he drive in Formula 1, unfortunately. Haas is changing it up with a rookie, Ollie Bearman, next to Kevin Magnussen. Bearman showed in the Junior Series he can drive at a high level, and with Carlos Sainz being ruled out from the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, he did show it in a Ferrari in Formula 1. Ferrari would also pressure Haas for a Bearman seat because of the strong bond between the two teams. Kevin Magnussen will be retained just because they need a driver with experience to bring in points. I am aware of Magnussen's recent performance and being beaten by Hülkenberg, but I don't see another option for them. They would rather keep Hülkenberg, but he will go away. Haas is sensitive to money, which can mean that Filip Drugovich has an option. If they want another rookie, they can go with Teo Pourchaire from Stake. But if Hülkenberg doesn't move, he's teaming up with Ollie Behrman, and Magnussen will retire. Stake F1 team Kick Sauber, or just Sauber, is one of the teams that can change up the whole grid. With Audi behind it and coming on the grid in 2026, they will push for certain drivers so they can build a team around them. I think it'll be Hülkenberg and Sainz. Hülkenberg is a German driver and shows that he is still capable of performing really well at Haas. Audi would love a German in their team, and I do think they will try their best to sign him. Sainz is the other driver they would like. They already have a strong relationship with Carlos Sainz Sr. and want this too with Carlos Sainz Jr. I do think it's a mistake from Sainz' perspective. If you have the possibility to sign for Mercedes, which has a better car and might come back to the top in 2026, why would you do this? I think the main reason is the offer he gets and finally being the #1 driver for a team, something that has always bothered him. Racing Bulls will retain Tsunoda and bring in Lawson for his promised seat for the 2025 season. Daniel Ricciardo will retire, or he might end up at Haas, but last year he asked for too much salary, so I don't think that'll happen. Yuki Tsunoda is having a strong 2024 season and ended 2023 also strong. With not having a real promising talent in the junior program, it's smart to retain him. It's also the last year of Honda with the team, and I do think that plays a part in their decision. He does deserve a chance at a better team, if you ask me. Liam Lawson showed last year he is capable of driving a Formula One car. With 5 races, 2 points, and challenging Tsunoda, he deserves to be on the grid in 2025. I do even think if he performs well, he can drive for Red Bull Racing in 2026. Red Bull said they want to see more of him, and with rumors of Williams looking for an alternative for Logan Sargent, we might even see him on the grid this season. Williams has a contract with Alex Albon for the 2025 season, and I think Bottas will return to the team to end his career where it started. Bottas still shows he has the pace, and with his current car being the 9th fastest, he is outperforming it. It's also a bit of a no-brainer for me. He liked the team, still has contacts there, and he knows the current team principal James Vowles very well from his time at Mercedes. What if they don't go with Bottas? I think Antonelli will drive for them, but only if Sainz chooses Mercedes over the Sauber-Audi combination. Otherwise, it will not happen. Alpine will stay French. Ocon and Gasly are going to sign new contracts because I do think they don't have another option. They both wanted to go to Mercedes, but they are not being considered. There were some rumors Gasly could move to Ferrari because of his friendship with Leclerc, but we know this isn't going to happen. Ocon is the driver with more chance of leaving. He just doesn't help himself with a history of fighting teammates. I also think this is the right choice for Alpine and both drivers because they can work their way up together. There will always be the question if this will happen because of the management problems Alpine is facing year after year. This is it, my 2025 driver predictions. What do you think of it? Is this something that can happen, or do I have it totally wrong? I would love to hear your opinion. Please let me know in the comments so we can discuss the future of the Formula One grid. And while you are here, you might want to watch my video about Max Verstappen and if his championships are worth nothing. See you there. Don't forget to like and subscribe.